And probably seems like we found a solution to not having a striker. His name is Mikel Merino, but are you really convinced? Let's get into it. What's good, guys? Welcome back to All About Arsenal. And today, yes, we beat Leicester 2-0, and let's get into that. It was a boring game. KG, very physical. Leicester were very physical with us. You can see they hardly gave us any time on the ball. They did, pour in with some crunching tackles, crunching challenge at time, which you would expect. They took it to us. Obviously, it was at the King Power Stadium, so, they are in front of their home fans. They are going to put up a performance. They have the zoosh and the zeal from their fans cheering them on, so rightly to be expected. Arsenal looked a bit flat, especially up front. The midfield were okay. There were times that Odegaard did have a bit of a spark here and there, but the main person who was making things tick was Wanyeri. To be honest, he had a very good game. He was man of the match and well deservedly. He had a chance off the post as well. He set up. He was the one that provided the assist for the first goal for Mikel Merino. Trossard and Sterling. Well, Sterling he's finished. I'm sorry to say, I think Sterling will end up probably at a lower tier Premier League team or Championship side. I'm sorry to say it. He's done. And it's quite sad because if you've got players like Vardy, who is 38, 39 and he's still playing, Sterling has got no excuse. I don't know whether he's having a lapse of confidence or he's just not in a good place in his life right now. He was not able to beat his man once. Passes were sloppy. He was falling down from small challenges that he should have actually stayed on his feet, and he's, at the ref, looking at the ref. I'm like, bro, get up and do what you're supposed to do, man. But the talk of the day was Mikel Merino. He came off the bench and he scored two great centre-forward goals. Now, after watching this guy, I was saying to myself, this is what we've been missing. Obviously, he's not a centre-forward. He's a defensive midfielder, central midfielder at most. But this is what we are missing. A centre-forward who's able to get into good positions and score goals. He had two chances in the whole game and he put them away, right? Sterling and Trossard were offside so many times. Merino comes on, his first goal off his head. But if you look at the goal, obviously I can't put it up for copyright reasons. The way he was able to discipline himself and stay onside was amazing, and I was thoroughly impressed. I mean, this is like centre-forward instincts, knowing his surroundings, where he is, where the defenders are, and to stay onside. Sterling and Trossard were, between the both of them, were offside like 6 or 7 times. It was a painful thing to see. Sometimes looking at Sterling thinking, bro, can't you see the line? Can you not see the line? Anyway, Merino showed him how it's done. And the second goal was a very good goal. He took it on the half volley and it was a very difficult shot. Very difficult shot. Good assist from Trossard. And the fact of the matter is, I'm probably criticising Trossard because he's probably not comfortable playing as a false nine. On the left, that's where he's effective, and he did well there. He set up that second goal. Merino, very impressed. The way he was able to hold his run, get into position and finish like a classic centre forward. I'm like, whoa. Now you can see, right? Arsenal are a good side, but when you don't have that striker who's got that killer instinct, it just makes us look like an average team, right? So seeing Mikel Merino, I thought, okay, you know what? This is a breath of fresh air. Obviously, I'm not getting too excited, but one of the things about Arsenal's play, when teams are sitting in a low block and they're sitting deep, Arsenal will start to fly in balls. They'll start crossing in balls. And one of the themes of the season is that nobody's in the box. Now, when you have somebody like Merino who's good in the air, and we've seen he scored I think he scored about 2 goals for Spain in the Euros off his head, right? When you've got a player like that who's tall, physical, and can give central defenders, centre halves some trouble. That's what you need. Throw in the dice, and it worked. Mikel Arteta, hands off. I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about him. They're critical about him, but he got this spot on. At the end of the day, all we needed was a physical presence in the box who could head the ball. And to be honest, I'm very impressed with Merino, but I think the key is that, and I was saying to my friends in an Arsenal, chat, we've got a group chat, Merino is playing with no pressure. And I'm telling you, he's playing with no pressure because he's not a natural centre forward. And because he's not a centre forward and he's not even an attacking player, he's a box-to-box midfielder, nobody's going to expect much of him, right? So he's playing with less pressure because at the end of the day, if he doesn't perform, a lot of the backlash will go on Arteta. So he's playing like whatever. I'm here, I'm not a centre forward. So he's not playing with as much pressure as someone like Havertz would. But people say about Havertz is not a centre forward. Yes, he's not. But my whole criticism is he's been playing in that position for a long time. Let's be honest, man. By now, this guy should have made some, adjustments. And more importantly, he's an attacking player. Merino is not an attacking player. He's a holding midfield, defensive midfield, box-to-box midfielder. He's got no business being up front. But he showed, I couldn't believe it. I mean, his positioning, his awareness, his instinct. He had 2 opportunities in that game and he put them away, right? Some people will say that's luck. Who knows? He might have a centre forward in him. Yeah, I don't know, because right now, even with set pieces, we rely on Gabriel. But now having Merino, there's 2 people that can cause trouble. And the fact of the matter is that I do think that with Wanyeri and Trossard playing in natural positions, and sadly, I'm shocked to say, have Merino up front, it just might work for now. It just might work. And the things what I like about Merino compared to Sterling, obviously physicality. He's got that physicality. He's tall, he's stronger, he can cause problems for central midfielders. And you need that presence. Sometimes, like, I'm sorry to say, but you kind of look at a player like Sterling in the box, he will fall over easily. You've got Merino who can hold the ball up, hold the ball, and let's be honest, he didn't do anything magical. He wasn't as silky and as smooth as Wanyeri. But that's the job that you expect a centre forward to do. Get your chance and put it away. And I'm like, obviously I sound so impassioned right now, but it's because this is what Arsenal's been lacking. A natural centre forward who would just be in the box. A poacher. His second goal was a very good goal. Like I said, it was on a half volley, and that was poacher instinct. If you see his run, he timed his run, held his run well. If that was Trossard or Sterling, offside. But I'm speaking as if Arsenal didn't win the game. We won the game, but I'm like, everybody can see what Arsenal has been missing. And definitely we need a natural centre forward, because look at that. Merino is not, but he played the role as a centre forward. And I mean, his stats were amazing. I think he had 2 attempts on goal and he scored. Some people might say luck. I think that's more than luck. He was positioned well. He was confident. And like I'm saying, he's playing like a player. He's got nothing to lose. He came on last 10 minutes and he did a job. And I'm happy for him, because that's going to build his confidence. That's going to build his confidence going to the next game. So I think it's obvious what we need to do. Let me know what you think in the comments. Obviously, Merino is not a long-time solution, but you think to yourself that, wow, have we got a wild card? This is something that we can pull out of the hat. Let's say if we're having a game, we've got a centre forward and things are not going so well, you could literally drop Rice into that central defensive role, push up Merino to play as a centre forward. And it's good. And the fact of the matter is, yes, we've had injuries, but see what we've been able to do. Skelly has been a revelation. Wanyeri, that we know has been good. Look at what they're doing. So now, I believe with those 2 players that have stepped up into first team football, that's added another layer of depth to our squad as well. Skelly's so good, he keeps Calafiori out. Wow. I think it's been a tough season, but there's been revelations. This season has brought revelations, and it has given a chance for our academy players to show what Arsenal can do. So let me know what you think in the comments. Merino, do you want to see him up front again for the next match? I think so, yes. When teams are sitting in that low block, he can get his head on the back of one of those crosses and make something happen. If we end up winning the season, this is the rope-a-dope of, listen, right, I wouldn't care. People say Pep, but Man City's got money. For Arsenal not being able to buy a player, if we pull off this and win the league, I would say what Arteta has done outweighs anything that Pep has done. And you're going to say, oh, how can you say that? How can Arsenal have a depleted squad, not buy any striker, and end up winning the league? If that is the narrative, you've got to give Mikel Arteta his ratings on Arsenal. But there's a lot more games to go, and let's see what can happen. See you in the next video. Peace.